Ready. Play.
So, listen, the microphone's close to the mouth, again, that's great. Yeah, so I want to speak to you, both of you actually, about sort of the first time that you were at the academy, the first time you met Rafa. For example, we'll start here.
Well, the first time I was at the academy, it was in 2019, and I think I met Rafa on the next year because the first, I don't know, 2 or 3 months I was mostly traveling. And yeah, it was great. The first day I arrived and he was in my room, this guy, so a good welcome to the academy. But no, everything has been, very nice, and meeting Rafa for the first time was very special. And, of course I was a bit nervous, but yeah, it was good and a good memory.
And for you?
Yeah, for me, I don't remember exactly the year, but yeah, it was something very special, honestly, because I've always admired him and I've looked up to him, played tennis because of him. So I think it was it was a shocking moment a bit for me because I knew I was gonna meet him sooner or later, especially being at the academy. But then having the opportunity the way I had to actually be able to practice with him, my first time meeting him. And then,
So the first time you met him, you then practiced with him
Yes.
the same time?
yes.
Wow.
So yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, we talked and all of that. We practiced. So for me, it was like the best day ever. Until now, it's a day I'll cherish forever.
And what was it like the first time you practiced with him? I mean, in a way, playing a match against him would be maybe less nerve, because if I was practicing, I think I've got to hit that ball exactly where he wants it, right?
Yeah, it's a bit the feeling that I got, I think, every time I practice with him. I don't know how many times there were, but every time you just try to be, in a way nice to him practicing. And yes, it was as well the first time I actually saw him. It was on court and I practiced with him. So I don't know, it was, as I said, I was tired and very shy, but thankfully I played good and it was a good practice. And then he's super nice on court, he always tries to help you when you're resting or drinking water. He's teaching you something or talking to you that it makes you, a bit less tight and a bit more free to practice. And it was an amazing memory.
I remember you, first of all, coming to my attention and maybe even the world's attention in the Amazon Prime documentary. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
No,
thing.
it's fine. It was interesting because I think you were talking. The bit I remember was you were talking like at the side of the court, and I think he was talking about maybe taking the ball a little bit earlier that particular day. I mean, when you practice with Rafa, everybody talks about the intensity. What's it like as a sort of a partner on the day in that terms of that intensity?
I mean, yeah, as you said, everybody talks about his intensity, but I think there are more things than just the intensity in practice, because that's the most obvious thing. I mean, looking from outside at his practices, but then once you practice with him, you see the focus he has and the intention of like changing and improving every single day and with every single exercise he does. So there's always like something behind and a goal behind everything he does on court, like daily in practices. So I think that's what differentiated him from the rest. Of course, he never really takes. I mean, there's not a single day where you think he practices just to feel the ball. Maybe he's different than, I would say, Roger in that sense. But yeah, he always tries to find a way to improve and compare his game to other players and always develop, because every year and you're gonna see different game styles, different faces on tour, and he always tries to adapt to that. And yeah, I think that's a main part. I think that I'm trying to take from him still, because it's not easy as he makes it look like.
Have you ever thought of either a Rafa moment, either a practice during a singles match, like in your mind? Have you thought about something, either a memory or an experience you had at the Nadal Academy, either with Rafa or elsewhere?
Yes, a lot of times I think, especially when I play against guys that serve very good. I used to watch Rafa's matches, for example, at Wimbledon, that you see big servers and not putting too many returns on play. And sometimes I get that feeling, obviously, at a lower level, but I think I feel the same that he would feel.
Yeah.
And when I look at him, I see him, moving a little bit forward, a little bit more back. And I try that. I'm not as good as him, but sometimes it works.
No,
No, not even close. But returning, I don't have the same talent that he has, of course. But it can work a little bit for everyone. Moving a bit closer, a bit farther to make something different. And I think it helped me a few times.
Do you have a memory from the last? How long have you been at the academy for? 5 years?
No more. I cannot even count. I don't know.
Oh wow, many years.
Yeah.
How do you have any one memory from your time at the academy, either with Rafa or one of the other coaches? You could share with us?
A moment that it sticks with me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, with.
What about you? Do you have one as well?
I mean, I can tell you.
No, I'm thinking about. We have many memories, but probably
Some
some
we
of
cannot
them
say.
cannot be said on camera.
You can say.
Yeah, I mean, with each other, of course, we shared many memories. Every tournament that we had, we went together. We had like something crazy happening, honestly. And I don't know, the one that sticks out with me would probably, I don't know actually.
Time we went to Miami.
Actually, yeah, that's a good
the
one.
house.
When we went Eddie here in Orange Bowl, especially the second week at Orange Bowl, we ended up staying in an apartment or a house that we rented. And the fact that, I mean, it was a very good tournament for him and for me in terms of doubles with him. He completely dominated the tournament. Honestly, it was something great to see. But yeah, I mean, we shared the room every single year of the academy since he came. But that tournament, being in the house with other players and a coach was our coach at the time, playing some games, always playing for something and something on the line and having some crazy activities the whole time. We enjoyed every single day there, and I think also it kind of helped us perform better on court because we relaxed a lot off court. That kind of disconnected us from all the tension that we had because, as a junior playing in Orange Bowl tournament is just something very big. And I think the coach did a very good job with that, honestly. But yeah, I think that tournament was my favorite.
Yeah, probably that one as well is, when I think of a tournament with the academy, this one really comes to my mind. And yeah, I think we have a lot, especially, I think I remember one day, for example, when they were filming the documentary, that we had to wake up early and, clean the room a little bit for the cameras. I think that's another day I will remember for sure. But as he said, there are so many. I think we slept in the same room for like maybe 4 years in a row.
Wow.
So
Does that help you on the court as doubles, by the way, sometimes?
yeah, I think probably sometimes we talk a bit too much about other stuff that is not related to tennis. But I think it helps us. Maybe some people don't understand when they look at us playing doubles and we're just laughing and in the changeovers not talking about tennis at all. But it's the way we started to play and the way we're still playing, and I think it's worked pretty well during these 4 or 5 years. So yeah, it definitely helped us.
One more. Let's start with you, first of all. I mean, Rafa's retirement this week, this ceremony, I mean, obviously you were here, but the emotions that you felt, even since the last 4 weeks when he made that announcement until today, and maybe even the future, what sort of feelings have you had over these last few weeks?
It's tough to describe because, we've been getting the feeling that he was going to retire sooner or later, and we couldn't really see him playing. For me, I had the chance to watch him in Barcelona, the first tournament he played on clay.
Yeah.
And it was a very special moment, being on the stands, watching that, atmosphere that he creates. And then watching him on TV on the clay court season, that was like, I think, a really good farewell for his career. I think the last match and the end of his career is maybe not the way he hoped for, but it was definitely special for me and I think everyone to watch him play a last match, and for Spain as well. And yeah, it's a sad feeling, but I think it's what he needed and he decided to do it now, so happy for him.
Yeah, well, for me, pretty much the same, honestly. Honestly, playing with him the last few months or the year, last year it was, I mean, you could tell Rafa's not the same, and it was kind of tough to see, and much tougher for him to know that the time for his retirement has come, and just like he's not able to compete at the level that he wanted to be competing at. And yeah, I think yeah, the last few weeks I would say it's been a roller coaster, because you know, as kids from this generation, we spend a lot of time on the phone, and then seeing all these videos, I think that's some good part about social media. I've been able to see so many videos when I'm in my room. I shouldn't be talking about this because it sounds bad or something, but yeah, it got me very emotional. Honestly, I've been sending with my friends these videos, and got me very emotional. Honestly, seeing him retiring, because he was the reason that many players started tennis. I'm not like, I don't know how many, and the people that follow tennis are just, many of them follow tennis because of him. The legacy he's left behind is just greater than he has ever imagined. And yeah, especially as a kid from the academy, I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to live all these years at a place that he's created, seeing him daily and having the chance to be on court with him many times. And yeah, I think now I'm just kind of soaking it up, and just now feeling I would say the opportunity that I've had. It's not going to be the same anymore, and I haven't been to the academy since he's actually announced the retirement a few weeks ago. So I don't think it's going to be the same anymore. But yeah, I'm very happy for him and for his family. They deserve all the best, honestly, and I'm grateful to be part of his academy.
So I know I said I have no more, but I do have one more.
Go ahead. We're enjoying.
Is there a part of you that wishes that you had a chance to actually just play him in a professional match once? And do you feel a bit sad about never having had that chance?
Yes, I mean, personally, this year in the 500 of Barcelona, I got a wild card to the main draw, and since he was not seated, there was a little chance I could play him. So, in some way, I hoped I could, but then on the other side, I thought maybe I'm gonna be too tight. I'm gonna lose 0-0, and it's not gonna look good. But yeah, I had just this time because we were not really close to his level. But I always dreamed of playing him. Sadly, I couldn't.
For me, it's a yes and no thing. I mean, I would be lying if I said no, because any of the big guys you want to play, of course, before they retire, and of course Rafa is a special one for us, and I've of course wanted to play against him, but at the same time, as he said, I don't think it would be the best idea if he was in his prime or not. Just like, especially being from his academy, I think it'd give it a little different taste. It would give a better image as well, or maybe a bigger stage. But at the same time, yeah, it wouldn't be easy at all for us to play him, because you have so much respect for Rafa, and more than any other player that we've seen. So just like to be on the other side of the court and actually trying to beat him is a big mental challenge, honestly. And but at the same time, yeah, of course, would have been great. But
Sitting with Casper, we saw it with Casper a little bit, maybe in that respect, right?
I didn't see what he said.
Yeah, Roland Garros final.
Oh yeah, but what did he say? I don't know.
I'm just
No, that
thinking
you
it's
can
a bit
see that.
difficult for him to play. You know, the guy who's the academy and all the rest.
Exactly, yeah. So,
Guys, thank you very much.
thank you, appreciate it.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.